Hey everyone, today's video is a direct viewer request that asked me to show y'all how I use cream eyeshadow sticks in my everyday makeup life. But before we jump into that, today is a very, very special day. So if you're watching this on the day it aired for the first time, that would be Tuesday, August 10th. Today is the official launch of my GiGi New York Marnie Satchel. Officially meaning if you go to the GiGi New York website, the homepage, I should be there, splashed across it. They're launching their own media about it. It's pretty exciting. So I just wanted to announce that it is official and open to the entire world. Before today, it really wasn't. It was just a little secret between you and me, whether you were watching me here on YouTube or following me on Instagram. There's been no press, no announcements up until this point. So yay, it's real, it's official, it's happening. Okay, let's move on to the actual tutorial or demonstration. I have all of my makeup on, skincare and so forth. That's all listed down in the description box. If you're noticing some dry patches here and other places on my face, I ran out of my SkinCeuticals everyday moisturizer that I've been using and switched to something else. The something else is the Laura Mercier, can't remember which, it's their Rose Moisturizer. It's lovely, but it's clearly not moisturizing me enough. I think if you have oily skin, you would love it, but if your skin is on the drier side like mine, leaves a little bit to be desired. I do like the eye cream that goes with it, but the face cream, not working. Okay, let's get to the actual demo, shall we? I love cream eyeshadow sticks. I have a huge collection. Most of mine are from Laura Mercier. I tend to pick up sets of 3 when they go on sale in the Nordstrom anniversary sale. They usually release something in holiday sets as well. During Sephora VIB sales, that's usually when I snatch them up. I've grabbed a few Bobbi Brown ones in the recent anniversary sale. I have, I think, one drugstore one. I have this one from e.l.f. It's fine. It's fine. It's not as creamy and easy to work with as the department store ones, but it's there. I also have a few from Sigma, and they are very nice as well, but I will say if I had to pick a favorite, it's definitely going to be the Laura Mercier ones. I'm gonna make this a little wacky, and on one side, I'm gonna demonstrate my go-to way of using the shadow sticks, and on the other, I'm gonna demonstrate, really, it's just a one shadow stick as well, but it's completely different. So just neither is better than the other. It just depends on personal preferences. Let's start with the traditional way of me doing it, my tradition. So I like to go for a very light toned, shimmery lid. My probable favorite shade is the Laura Mercier Intense Moonlight. I think that's possibly my favorite shade. Yeah, let's just go with that. Actually, before we get into this, I have no primer on my eye. When you're using a shadow stick or cream eyeshadow, I think it sticks and blends better when it goes directly onto skin. It doesn't grip as well when it goes on a primer, and it doesn't blend as easily. I know that's counterintuitive, but that's been my personal experience. So all I'm gonna do, and I'm looking into a mirror to the side, is I start on the lower lash line, and you do not have to be precise at all. And you just draw it where you want it, basically. Now, I have hooded eyelids, so if I stop where the actual crease is, you're not gonna see anything. So and this is great. This is really great if you have hooded eyes because you can draw it exactly where you want it. Looking head on into a mirror with your eye open, draw it so you can see it. Draw it on the lid. So with your eye open, looking straight ahead, you can see the shadow stick and then fill in. And I can pull it out a little bit, kind of raise it, and there you have it. Now, I personally like to pat it in, blend it in. So first I'm gonna pat, and then I'm just going to take, and for this, I have a favorite brush. Any of these Real Techniques shadow brushes, this is my personal favorite. I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. I'm just very excited about today's launch and demonstrating one of my favorite ways to use eyeshadow sticks, and I feel like I have so much information to get to you, so my brain is all over the place, and this is proof I am not reading off a teleprompter or from a script. Okay, so I prefer a synthetic brush to blend out the edges. You don't need to. It can easily be softened by just taking your finger and patting the edges down as well. You can also put it around the inner corner, pull it out a little bit into the tear duct, and then this definitely works best, just patting that. And that really could be the one and done way to go. I like to add just one more thing, and it's super easy. Just grab a bronzer. This is a great one. It's waterproof. It's the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. Get your fluffy brush. This is a BK201. And just tilt your head back if you have hooded eyes and just gently put a little bronzer in the socket line. You can deepen that as much as you want. You can just do a little bit, soften around the edges. Super simple. It makes the eye look a little more complicated than it actually is. And it blends it out. And then if you just want to take it one step farther, take pencil brush. This is the BK Beauty 207. And then just take a little bit of that bronzer underneath the eye. And you are done. Add mascara, you're good to go. Now the other way of doing it is sort of the flip side, where you take a darker shade and smudge it up. So for that, I'm actually going to use, so I decided to go with something from their newest releases. These are part of the Rose collection, and this is Rose Thorn. You can see I've been swatching away, and this, it doesn't have to be a really, really super deep shade, but I think it'll also be a lot easier for you to see as I do it. This is so subtle against my skin. Okay, so it's the same concept as if you're doing a smoky eye, and let me just make sure it's rolled up a little bit. You just start at the bottom. This takes a little more work. So you start at the bottom because you want the most pigment, the most color at the bottom. Be careful that you don't go too far in. And then you just start filling in. And for this, I actually prefer to stop basically at the crease. And I realize I probably just had my mirror up in front. So let me show you. I'm just drawing it on. And then with my eye open and looking directly in, I am going to bring it up a little bit here so that it's visible above the hood. So it looks like a disaster. And then you take your brush and you just start blending up and out. Not too far out. I pat a little bit down here just to pat it in. And then you just keep pulling it up. If you feel like you're pulling up too much color, wipe the brush off. And just keep blending. The nice thing is if you feel like you've pulled too much color off the very bottom, you go back in with your shadow stick, put some more on, get some more pigment on, and just keep going. And then it just depends how far up you want to smoke it out or how much you want to show above the lid. These do dry and set. You don't have to put anything on top of them. I will say that it is also fun to layer powdered shadows on top if you want to change up the color a little bit. Maybe you could pop a little shimmer in the middle of the eye. I am going to add a little shimmer in the middle of the eye, but I'm going to do it with another shadow stick. I'm going to go with Wild Rose, and I'm going to do a little bit in the inner corner. You can see it, and then just dab a little bit in the center of the lid. And then pat. And again, to really complete the eye, go back in with the original color and draw a little bit underneath the eye as well to connect it all. And again, probably not necessary, but it makes me feel better. Just gently pat that in. If you're concerned especially about it smearing or moving underneath your eye, I've really never had that issue, but you can go ahead and set it with a similar colored eyeshadow, even a light dusting of translucent powder, and it will not move. The easy thing about the cream shadows is, like, I would prefer this to be a little cleaner. You can easily clean it up by just getting a clean finger, of which I have none, and just cleaning it up like that. So that's the full look without any additional shadows, bronzer, whatever. Again, if you want to take it up a notch, you can go in with your bronzer. It does give it a more finished look, and just lightly go over that socket line again. Let me add some mascara, and then I want to get your vote about which side you like better. Of course, you could make this a lot more complicated. You could start layering shadows, shades, just like you would do with a powder eyeshadow. It's the same concept. I think that as long as you're not afraid of blending, if you are having problems figuring out how to place your shadow exactly where you want it, a cream stick like this is actually really handy to help you learn placement and get your eyeshadow precisely where you want it, especially if you have hooded eyes. These work really well. You just can't be afraid of blending. It's super easy, especially with a synthetic brush. And the nice thing is, if you wipe too much off, you can always go back and add more. So there you have it, 2 finished looks. This side is my go-to, really quick, really easy, slap it on and go. Definitely suited for these dog days of summer when it's super hot outside and you just don't want to bother with too much, but you want something on your face. And then this side is great for the days when I do want to put in a little more effort, if I want to look like I've actually tried. Especially good for the days when I want to try to pull off a smoky eye, but it can get pretty tricky with powder, admittedly, and sometimes you get a lot of fallout. This is definitely the way to go. So let me know down in the comments below, which side do you prefer? There's no wrong answer. I love them both. For me, I need to decide which one and redo my makeup because I am actually headed out the door, and you know what? I wonder if anyone would even really know. If I keep my sunglasses on, would anyone even notice that I have 2 different eyes going on? Well, that's it for me. I've babbled on long enough. I can't wait to see what you say about which eye you prefer down in the comments. Also, please let me know if you have any other specific requests for a video. I love making the videos that you specifically want to see. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.